Hi, thanks for watching. In this video, I'm going to show you how Google ranks your website in the search results and how to take advantage of that to drive more traffic to your site by getting it on the first page. So for comparison, I've taken your site as well as the top listings in both search areas, and I put them all into this tool that I use, and it shows me all the information that Google finds on your site and then rates its strength and its trust on a scale of 1 to 100. So you can see just from the numbers why these websites are being listed on the first page and ranked over yours. But let me go into a little bit more detail on what these numbers mean and how you can improve them. So when Google is determining how to rank a website, it uses two factors. The first is what's called the authority or trust that it has in your site, which is basically a popularity contest. Now, this authority is gained by what are called backlinks, when other websites link or refer back to yours. They act as an endorsement that Google uses to build trust because others are vouching for you. So just to define these terms, if say the local news station did an article on their website and it said the top 10 best insulation companies in Massachusetts, and in that article the reader could click on a link and it would bring them to your website, that would be considered one backlink from one referring domain or one referring website. Now, backlinks can also come from blogs, any kind of posting sites or press releases, but one important type is what's called a citation. Now, a citation is any time that your name, address, and phone number appear in an online directory. Those include Yelp, Yellow Pages, Better Business Bureau. They're usually free. It just takes some time to find them, register your business, and then input the information exactly as it's shown in Google. Now you can see why Google trusts these websites over yours based on the amount of backlinks and referring domains that they have. But something to note here is it's not just a matter of the quantity of these links, it's also the quality. So they need to be linking from websites that are relative to your industry or your field and also that are trustworthy in the eyes of Google, otherwise they won't add any authority. Now, the second factor for ranking your site is in the content on the page. So unfortunately, Google is not finding any keywords on your page. But if we just take a look at one of your competitors, just so I can show you how this works, these are all the keywords and phrases that are being typed into Google search and the volume, the approximate number of times per month they're being searched. So this is where we do some research to find all the highest volume keywords relative to your area and the services that you offer. And then we make sure that those are included on your website so that way whenever they're searched, your site will be found. So for instance, if we just take one here, spray foam insulation in Boston, it's being searched 60 times per month. If you were on the first page like this guy is, you would be found 60 times per month. And then we usually say that really conservatively, only 10% of those will actually become leads and contact your business. And then I don't know what the conversion rate is for your business, but let's say even just half of those actually become customers. You could be looking at 3 customers per month just off of this one keyword phrase. So then we repeat that same process with all the other keywords to make sure those are on your site. And then you can see how all those leads will add up to some revenue at the end of the month. Now, obviously, each job has a different profit margin, but just the sheer number of leads coming into the business will definitely add up at the end of the month and at the end of the year. Now there's a formula that Google uses to find these keywords on your site. So if we take a look at your site here, when Google is looking at your site, it's going to come in and it's going to count all the words on the page. Now it's generally looking for a minimum of about 1,500 to 2,000 words because it assumes that the more information you have on the page, the more of an expert you are, and then the more likely it is to recommend you. So while it's counting the words, it's also searching for those keywords, usually going to be a service that you offer and then an area that you offer it in. Now, this is where the number of words on the page really comes into play because you're only allowed to have one of these keywords for every 150 words of text on the page. So if we go back to our search results, the first section you see here is what's called the Google Map Pack. This is a pretty important area to try to get into because statistically speaking, somewhere near half the people will actually just click on one of these top 3 listings. So in order to be listed here, you need to set up your Google business profile, which is free. It's part of your Google Maps app, so you can do it right from your smartphone. You want to make sure you fill out as much information as possible, including the services that you offer, the areas that you offer them in, even your hours of operation. Then you want to continuously add photos that are geotagged within your service area, as well as posts to your profile on a regular basis. Try to get as many customer reviews, and then you want to gather as many of those citations, their name, address, and phone number. You want to be listed in more directories than anybody else on this list. Then underneath that, this is what we call the organic search results. This is where the more authority or trust that Google has in your site, the higher up on the list that you're going to rank. So this is where you need to get more backlinks than any of the other competition. Now, I hope this information was helpful and it allows you to scale some of your online presence, but please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions or if you'd like me to go into any further details. We could also talk about your goals and I could do some research to find out what it would take for you to reach those. And I always appreciate getting feedback as well to find out if information like this is useful for you, so please let me know what you thought. Thanks, and I hope this helps.